Recorder's on.
Okay. All right, I'd like to call the Village Council regular meeting to order September 14th, 2021. I show the time at 6:02 p.m. I also show a full quorum with two of our council members out in Zoom world, I guess. So we have a full quorum, and first I'd like to consider allowing council members, I need a motion to consider allowing council members to participate remotely. Boy, I'm having some trouble here.
So moved.
Further discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Next up, we have the adoption of the agenda. Do we have any additions? You want to go first, Bob? You're good? Jamie? You're good?
I'm good.
Good?
I actually want to pull out from consent agenda, consider adoption of revised village council meeting schedule, because I want everyone to know what that change is and nobody's going to look at it. So can we
I
just,
put a memo in there.
I know, but
Okay.
it doesn't mean that
Okay.
people are going to read it. So let's just pull it out and stick it under number 4 for new business.
Okay. So we're moving that to 4.
Just, 4 new business.
Okay.
I know,
And
you did a good job, Austin.
Nothing, so I need a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
So moved.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Next up, we have Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Public comment. Do we have anyone out in Zoom world that would like to comment? There's the opportunity to take your unmute button off, I guess, and I don't see anybody
Speak now.
speaking up, and there's no one here, so we'll move on to the next item. B, reports and updates. Manager's report. Christina?
I don't have anything, sir.
Okay.
Ooh, sorry.
Sir.
Very formal. Ooh.
Next up, we have planner's report. First up, we have the code enforcement update. Hunter?
Yeah, code enforcement updates provided in your guys' packets. If you got any questions on anything specifically, you can let me know either now or later. But moving to B.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Any questions from anyone? Doesn't look like it. B is Marvin Heritage District update.
Yeah, just briefly, I sent out some emails to you guys, and I've already met with a few, just trying to get you guys up to speed on those changes. The small area plan was taken to the committee this past, so last week, and it's moving to planning board. So tentatively, everything, you'll see the small area plan in the next month, and most likely the revised form-based code in the next month or two as well. Just starting those processes.
Great.
Any questions from our council? All right, thank you. Next up, we have roads report. Christine?
I don't have anything.
Cover.
No updates?
Cover.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, thank you. And next up, we have deputies report. Deputy Ann.
Good evening, council.
Hello.
This month, we've had a total of 34 911 hang-up calls, 6 accidents, 19 alarms. We've had an uptick in vehicle break-ins in the area. Biggest thing, people leaving their vehicle unlocked, people going through, checking cars, and running off with their belongings. We have made an arrest on that out of Charlotte, so hopefully that will take care of that. Had a total of 507 preventative patrols. Traffic stops were 32, and total calls for service this month were 719.
So technically, it's not a break-in when your door is open, so keep your doors locked, I guess is the message.
I couldn't have said it better myself. So.
All right, any questions for the officer? Thank you, appreciate.
Thanks, Tommy.
All right. Next up, we have planning board chair report. Chairman Jones, you see, I do not show him on Zoom. So, Bob, do you have anything updates from planning board being the liaison?
No, most of what is on the public hearing, so just addressing some of the things on there about the Gates of Marvin, about the pool, so we'll be crossing that.
Okay, thank you. Moving on, number 6, for reports and updates, PR&G chair report. Kim, do you want to, since
No, we're good.
John is not here?
I got my biggest things coming up later.
Okay, great.
Actually, 2 things coming up later.
All right, moving on to C, we have consent agenda. I need a motion to approve consent agenda for September 14th,
So moved.
2021 with the amendment. So moved. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion
Bob is
passes.
right on top of it tonight. I like it.
All right.
Barely let you get it out. Goodness.
Next up, we have public hearings. The first one is open the public hearing for consideration. Special use permit application number 21-12695:608, Running Horse Lane Pool in a rear yard that abuts a side yard as 151.054E3. We first have, I need a motion to open.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Need a, I always forget how we do this. We just put it all together.
Let Hunter do
It's
it.
public comment.
I was about to say.
All right, go ahead, Hunter.
And I don't know typically how you guys have done this in the past. I typically like to present, and then if there's anything that the public would like to say.
I gotta swear you first.
Okay.
Got to swear him in?
We're gonna, why don't we swear everybody in that wants to talk first, right?
Yeah, if there's anybody else
Jesus.
that's gonna be providing testimony.
Is anyone else going to be providing testimony? I'm sorry.
Nothing, I was telling Kim.
Okay. Doesn't look
So
like.
and I will mention the applicants there. I plan on once again, handling the application. If there's any questions specifically for
Okay.
the applicant, I guess he would have to be sworn in, but.
Yeah, if we have any questions for him. Okay.
All right, I guess. Yes,
Like, get up. It's a picture of you two.
You solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give during this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do. Okay. All right. So moving in, we have a application for a special use permit for a pool that abuts in the rear yard that abuts a side yard located at 608 Running Horse Lane. I've got a quick presentation, so I'm gonna.
I guess our blinds fell down.
Okay. So the location, 608 Running Horse Lane, it's kind of an overview right here. The property is owned by Mark and Carrie Diener. The applicant is Anthony and Sylvan Pools. They requested for the zoning permit back in June, early July. And due to the changeover and then figuring this out, we had to proceed with doing a special use permit for this kind of unique situation. Once again, the location here is 608. The reason that this application is being submitted is that the pool is being proposed in the rear yard of 608, and if you look at where the house location of 612, the front side yard would abut where the rear yard is for 608. Just kind of another general overview of the location of 608, and then the picture on the right is the actual location. I know there's trees, but that's the house of 608. And kind of already went over who the applicant and property owners are in their request. So getting into the property overview and location of the pool, it's going in the rear yard. It meets all of our requirements in our zoning ordinance for the location of a pool, the significant buffer. The whole rear yard is fenced. There are going to put additional buffering around this pool specifically, but you'll see in my next couple pictures, the whole rear yard is pretty much fully vegetated. You can't see any. I mean, like it's fully screened. Kind of locations. This is the location in the rear yard. The bottom picture is basically from their back patio, showing back. The two on the top are from the left side property line that abuts 612 and looking over to the other property line. Some more photos kind of showing the location of the pool is pretty much where, right here in the left picture is where it's proposed to go. The surrounding land use and zoning, all residential, all zone residential, all uses are residential. Once again, if I go back, the one to the west, 612, is the one that is the property that it abuts that needs a special use permit. That being said, kind of getting into the review and discussion. Once again, I know that you guys have been through this before. Special use permits required anytime this situation occurs. That's why it has to go through this process. The requirements for the pool are listed in our right here is what it states in our ordinance, is where, you know, for the setbacks for the rear yard and side yard. The proposed location of the pool complies with having 144 feet from the rear yard setback and 67.48 on both sides. So there's adequate enough space to meet that requirement. Once again, for this application, and I've included in your packets, they spoke to the neighbors at 612, gotten written testimony that they're, you know, in favor of this. Property was posted, public hearing notices were in the newspaper, as well as I've received no other phone calls or questions about the public hearing itself.
Hunter, do you get the plans from the pool builder? Because the only thing I saw in the letter was a question that he didn't want the pool pump close to.
Yeah, it's
So it is in
It's
the,
up against the
Okay,
owner's house
okay.
in the corner.
so it's
there.
far enough away. All right,
Yeah.
yeah.
all right.
That's kind of what's included. But the applications itself are in
See,
the
it's
packets.
in red there, Joe, on the right side.
Okay,
Pool equipment location of it. So it's on the opposite side of the house.
okay, of where that would have been. Okay.
So potential finding of fact, as stated in 151.103D, for special use permits, council must find the following, which the use will not materially endanger the public health or safety if located where proposed and developed according to this plan. Staff finds that applicant complies. This use meets all required conditions and specifications. Staff finds that the applicant complies. The use will not substantially injure the value of adjoining or abutting property, or the use is a public necessity. Applicant complies. The location and character of this use, if developed according to the plan as submitted and approved, will be in harmony with the land, with the area in which it is to be located, and will be in the general conformity with this chapter and the village land use plan. Applicant complies. Recommendation is that staff recommends approval as it is fully compliant. And the planning board met on August 17th to review and recommended approval as well. It was, their one contingent was if the applicant, the written approval from the adjoining property owner, and they did secure that. Is there any questions from any members of council?
Not for me.
I'm good.
No, I'm good.
All right.
I need to figure out how to get back.
Motion,
All right. You got it, Andy?
Already got it, Andy.
Should we ask if there's anybody else from the public?
Yeah, I guess we'll reach out to the public who's either online or, do you have any
In person?
comments in person or? Okay. So we're gonna need a motion, Andy. You ready for that, or do you have that?
Okay, I guess.
close the public hearing.
Oh,
So we'll need a motion first to close the public hearing with no comments.
so moved.
All's in favor?
Aye.
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 Are we ready?
Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the request for special use permit number 21-12695 for a pool in the rear yard that abuts a side yard located at 608 Running Horse Lane as required per statute 151.054E3 and affirm the following findings of fact. Use will not materially endanger the public health or safety if located where proposed and developed according to plan. The use meets all required conditions and specifications. The use will not substantially injure the value of adjoining or abutting property, or the use is a public necessity. Location and character of the use, if developed according to the plan as submitted and approved, will be in harmony with the area in which it is to be located and will be in general conformity with this chapter and the village land use plan.
Further discussion?
Good job.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously.
Can't wait.
Congratulations on the pool. Getting that done, and sorry for the formality, but rules are rules and ordinances are ordinances, so appreciate your patience. Next up. You're welcome. Next up, we have, item number 2, open the public hearing for consideration of the Gates at Marvin preliminary plat and construction plans. I'll need a motion to open up the public hearing.
So moved.
So moved.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. What?
It takes away my thunder.
Oh, what's under?
Bob takes away my thunder.
Oh, he does.
Oh, Lord.
Bob's like, what I do?
Kim's just slowing down the meeting right now. I just want to point that out. One time. All right, so I have a motion to open public hearing.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Hunter, I guess you'll take it.
Is this quasi judicial?
No.
The rest of these are not, so
Okay.
there's, I know these rules are all strange. These are all legislative, so there's no swearing in. And all of these are pretty straightforward.
All right, you want to take it, Hunter?
Yes, sir. So we have a application submitted for the preliminary plat and construction plans for the Gates at Marvin subdivision. The applicant's being Jones Homes to develop this 12-acre parcel, which I can, if you want to see an overview, I'll pull that up real quick.
It's where that school was supposed to go at one point,
Yep.
right?
Correct.
School was supposed to go there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
High school.
Enough room for that.
Private high school, yeah.
Probably.
They thought they had room.
Why can't this go down?
Schools and campuses.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so big.
Okay, this is. Sorry about that. Wrong one.
Small charter school or something.
And while Hunter's doing this, I will give y'all a little bit of background. These are the plat approvals. We've talked about these in the past, how a lot of governmental entities have moved to having, if you comply, have it administratively done by staff. And if you are to deny it, you need to find specific areas in your zoning ordinance that it doesn't comply. The reason that these have historically been brought to governmental boards is for y'all to know what's going on, I think. Because if it complies, you need to approve, and if not, and we can help you look at the code sections, but if not, by applicable law in your own ordinance, you have to find the specific provisions. So most of the time, this is a pretty quick review with a little discussion from council.
Okay.
Yeah, so just to give it a little bit more background, so the applications for a rural subdivision, which the ordinance changed back in March, I think, of this year. The applicant actually submitted a text amendment application to have the rural subdivision change from 20 to, it had to be a minimum of 20 acres down to 12, and then the minimum acreage for those lots are 2. And so the parent track's 18 acres, and they've submitted a 6-lot rural subdivision that meets the new definition of that rural subdivision, which is involving no more than 8 lots with a parent tract of at least 12 acres, with minimum lot sizes are 2 acres. A minimum of half of the resulting lots are larger than 2.5, and no more than 1 new road is created, which must be platted for public dedication. The sketch plan was administratively approved back in, I think, after that text amendment was approved. So then they moved into this process to with the construction plans and preliminary plat. The surrounding properties, just to kind of give it a little bit more background, are the current property is vacant and it's on our residential district. The property to the north there across Stacy Howie is residential, is the existing land use, and it's Union County R40. To the south is actually that's actually wrong because that's our Marvin residential. Anyways, to the south is residential. To the east, probably south, I think, right? The Union County, and then actually the west is the South Carolina border.
Including that home in the corner?
Well, that one is in Union County 40 and it's residential.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that.
Yeah, that parcel right there is still Union County. The line runs right along.
Yep, okay.
So getting into the plans, I can pull those up if you guys would like to see, but they are in your packet. Staff has reviewed them, planning board has reviewed them, as well as the village engineer. Planning board made the recommendation to approve this contingent upon having outside entity approvals. Village engineer submitted a letter, which I do have here, I got today, that states that the proposed plans are compliant with everything in our ordinance. And
I'm sorry, is this the council meeting?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thought I was walking into a meeting already in session.
And with that being said, the
2 months ago. Just the 6:30.
staff recommends to approve the preliminary construction plat contingent upon that other applicable government agency requirements and applicable permits have been obtained. One of those would be driveway permits from DOT, and the other one would be septic. They've already obtained their septic permits, waiting on DOT approval. And in the ordinance, in our ordinance for this, you guys can make that motion and require that to make it a motion to make it approved to contingent upon those outside agency approvals and review. And so that's staff's recommendation until they get those final approvals.
And final approvals again are for specifically wells or what, I mean, like what are
So
the final approvals?
it's from my understanding, when this has been done in the past, you send it to the county to get review and approval for any type of well, or if it's putting in water and sewer. In this case, they're not. They're doing septic.
Septic, right.
They've already obtained those septic permits, and their plans were reviewed by the county and approved for those septic permits.
Okay.
The last thing was the DOT driveway, which is completely out of our control. It really shouldn't be. There's nothing, I guess, that we can base, kind of what Chad was mentioning in our definition, can deny that. But if DOT has their recommendations and stuff, then there might have to be some changes made. And if that's the case, depending on those changes, it might have to come back for reapproval. If not, if it doesn't change, if it does not change the normal intent and the lot, like doesn't create any new lots or anything like that, it's still compliant, then it will just be administratively approved for changes.
Yeah, it just gets a little busy in the morning over there. I'm going by there almost every morning. So cars coming out of there, each driveway would be a concern. But
And I'll mention, there's members of the development group and part of the application. If there's anything they want to add in or say, I open it up to them.
yeah, we'll open it up to those guys if you want to. Do we unmute them from this end here?
They unmute themselves.
Okay, just unmute yourself if you want to say anything.
Ben, is there anything you want to add?
No, there's nothing that I need to add. I mean, that pretty well covered it.
Okay.
We're just working through the approval of DOT on how to handle the driveway access.
Okay. And once approvals are all done, when do you think you'll start?
We'd like to start our first building permit in late October.
Okay. Any other questions from council? All right. I need a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And
I don't have a recommended motion for this because I don't know what you guys how you guys wanted to vote, but if you take staff's recommendation.
But there's not like a 4 like the other one, Chaplain?
No, this is just a,
Yeah, so we're basically asking the question, does anyone find any concerns?
non-compliance?
Non-compliance. Do any of the council members find any non-compliance issues with this plan?
No, I mean, like Hunter said, though, contingent on outside agencies approval,
Yeah.
which DOT is obviously one of them. Other than that,
So as far as a recommendation, you just want to follow the approval, motion to approve? There's no numbers or anything.
If I'm right, yeah, it's just,
Okay, so we're like, can we do that, tackle that?
Can I just do this?
yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so I'd like to make a motion to approve the preliminary plat and construction plans for the gates at Marvin, contingent upon, have they done the landscape and tree mitigation?
Yes, they did.
Okay. So,
It's included, and that's what, yeah.
okay, so contingent upon outside agency, like DOT's approval.
Yeah.
All right, is that acceptable?
Right, good, Chaplain?
Further discussion? All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Congrats on that, guys. Next up, we have item number 3, open the public hearing for the zoning designation of newly annexed parcel 06210007A, 8802 Bonds Grove Church Road. Need a motion to open public comment? Open up the public hearing?
so move.
All's in
So
favor?
moved.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Hunter, you got this one too?
Yep. This one's pretty straightforward. If you recall, back in July, we annexed this parcel into the Village of Marvin. Typically, the process at that time, we should have rezoned it to one of our zoning designations. With that being said, this is just kind of a contingent or a follow-up from that approval. Since it was zoned within the county and needed to be zoned to something with the Village of Marvin, now that they are part of the Village of Marvin, in simple terms, it's recommended to designate the zoning Marvin residential for this property, just because of the surrounding properties and it doesn't create any non-conforming issues with the current property.
Okay. Any questions from council or comments from the public?
All right,
All right, so we'll need a motion to close the public hearing.
so moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
All right.
So on this, do you want to make a motion
I'll
for
do
this,
it,
Kim? Okay.
So I'd like to make a motion to rezone the property located at 8802 Bonds Grove Church Road to R Marvin Residential District and find that the proposed zoning map amendment is consistent with the Village of Marvin 2020 land use plan and other officially adopted village plans and is reasonable and in the public interest and are consistent with surrounding uses and zoning.
Further discussion? All's in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Welcome to Marvin, the Cunninghams, I guess I should say. All right, thank you. Next up, we have number 4, open the public hearing for the zoning designation of newly annexed parcel 06207005 C. Charlie, Marvin Eford Park. Need a motion to open the public.
So moved.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Hunter?
Real quick, this is the same as the last agenda item. This is the parcel that is the Village of Marvin's property and right beside the park. It needs R zoning designation and it's recommended to designate it R Marvin Residential, because that's what the park is and that's what's consistent.
Okay. Any questions from council or from the public? None being heard. I will ask for a motion to, what do you like?
Nothing.
I will ask for a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
This is going quick.
Okay, You ready? Ready for the
Yeah,
motion?
Kim, if you're ready.
I'm ready. I'd like to make a motion to rezone the parcel located at Marvin Eford Park and further identified as parcel 06-2070005C to R Marvin Residential District, and find that the proposed zoning map amendment is consistent with the Village of Marvin 2020 Land Use Plan and other officially adopted village plans, and is reasonable and in the public interest, and are consistent with surrounding uses and zoning.
Further discussion. All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. All right, onward and upward. We got item E, Village Hall.
Yeah, so.
Nothing going on over there?
Yeah, yeah. You have seen the progress, it's pretty much framed up, the roof should be done next week. We've had a few change orders that have transpired over the last week or two that I'll report back at the next meeting. Most of it has to do with the plans that had changed from February to the time that we actually got bids and fire stuff. And other than that, that's pretty much it.
So move-in date is scheduled for when, are they saying?
December 15th. No, I'm kidding.
Talk to Tyler, he'd probably say that.
It's probably gonna be January, February.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just, I'm doing this just because I have a presentation tomorrow to talk about Marvin at the
Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce tomorrow, 11 o'clock. Square footage is,
6,200.
and are we on budget?
Nope.
No.
A little over budget, okay.
Mostly dirts and soils, and it's.
Most of it's unsuitable soils that have,
That was our biggest
Yeah.
cost, right? Unsuitable
Yeah,
soil.
we wouldn't have known until we started digging.
Trusses are still on schedule for Thursday?
as far as I know. I asked him to give you an update today, and he said he'd give it to me Friday. So.
We're gonna get a
We
roof.
have meeting
Last time,
Tuesdays?
that's what he
Next
said,
week.
the trusses were supposed to be delivered Thursday the 14th, so that's, hopefully that will happen and they'll get the roof on it.
We'll roll up there Friday and be like, where's the roof?
Yeah, it better be
Raisin?
raisin.
Get it? Raise the roof.
Be a crane over there lifting them up on Friday.
No, we thought that was funny. Okay.
That's great. Well, it's good to see that that's happening. Getting a lot of comments, so excited about it, so. Any questions from council abroad in Zoom land?
On
Okay.
same land.
All right, thank you, Christina.
Oh
You're
gosh,
welcome.
we're blinding everybody on video.
Yeah, no kidding. Look at that.
Our signs.
Our-
Christine and I are holy.
Yeah, you
Heavenly.
guys look like you're shining.
You
in
look
the
very
air.
holy.
down.
Why don't you go do that, Hunter?
Yeah.
That blind, that
I
one
think
left does
it'll
come
be okay.
out.
As long as
All right,
I
let's
can
go.
hear
I
us.
know, it's fine. Let's
I'm gonna
go.
cover the middle one.
All right, moving on.
Oh, no, Chuck, that's not right.
They'll be okay.
All right. Sorry for us blinding you, for those of us abroad. Next up, we have F, unfinished business. The first one is discussion of National Night Out.
This
Mayor
many.
Pro Tem.
So we were talking about it at Park Circle Greenway a couple weeks ago, and we are still on schedule for it to be October 5th. But we wanted to consult with Chaplain to see if we should still have it with the rise in COVID, and we just weren't sure what to do. And I know Tommy and Mason kind of wanted some direction on what your thoughts are. As do I.
Right now, everything is moving so fast, but currently, especially with this, a lot of it being outside, there aren't any restrictions that are imposed. You would have to be ready to modify if we get any changes in the governor's orders, because that's just an executive order that the governor can change and implement. If you recall, we had pretty restrictive restrictions even on outdoor when we looked to do things last year. It does look like the outdoor restrictions, a lot of it's just based on what people know about this virus now, are significantly lower, because I was with about 70,000 people Sunday at the Panthers, and we're 60 whatever it was, and they allowed that. They had different regulations for large capacity event venues from the very beginning, and that was based on big colleges and the professional sports getting some lobbying in to make sure that they could have some type of seasons, but I think you just monitor it, and right now, if you want to go to one, you may end up putting some time, and it could get canceled. I recommend we put some signs up, and I think we were going to do that at one time, or maybe we did for one of our prior events, talking about, try to maintain social distancing.
Okay.
It's about 3 weeks out at this point.
Yeah.
It's coming up really close.
Well, I mean, everything was planned for the August one, but it got
Rained out.
rained out,
It didn't
right?
really get rained out. We called
Well, the
it.
weather was supposed
Rain
to be
never came.
terrible,
Yeah.
right?
It was
So, I mean,
forecast to rain it out. That's what it was.
Right, but Tommy, everything's ready, right? Like, we're good to go. We just need to advertise for it.
We still need to get up with the vendors to see if they can, because we didn't know, so we need to get up with them
Okay.
to see if they will still be able to help us out with.
Okay.
What date is that again?
October 5th,
5:30 to 8.
Tuesday?
Tuesday. Yeah, it's always a Tuesday. Okay,
So what is your recommendation gonna be? Moving on, forward?
do it.
Do it? Okay,
Do it, but be prepared to cancel if we have to.
yeah. And then do we need to call a special meeting for that?
No.
If it does cancel, okay.
No,
We'll
because
just put an announcement.
we've got a work session the Thursday before it.
Okay.
So we'll know by
We'll
then.
know more by
probably.
then. Yeah, so.
All right, so Tommy, you guys have your marching orders and we'll get signs for,
Okay.
perfect. Thank you.
We're not showing any movies, right?
No,
We're moving that.
no, it's during the school year. Okay,
Okay.
that's all I had. Thanks, Mr. Mayor.
So, yeah, thank you. Next up, we have discussion of 2022 Marvin Day celebration. Says Village Council. Does anybody want to chime in on this? Jamie, do you have any updates? I know you're looking for a band. Is that where you're at right now? Looking for a band in the parking lot? Can't hear you.
I think that's what he's.
You're muted, Jamie.
Nothing?
Bueller.
He's muted on his end, not ours.
Yeah, you're muted on your end.
Bueller.
Can you hear us? Thumbs up? Okay, we can't hear you. You're good?
He's good.
Okay.
All right, Joe, I have something. You had mentioned about getting together with a local gentleman regarding the car show. Just following up on that.
Yes,
You know,
he was all excited and was definitely want to get, we just have not come up with a date, and I said that there'd be a couple other guys to get the specifics, and
Okay.
I think he was still planning on having one of his own, but I think in the fall, I'm not sure, I'd have to go back and look on that, but I think it's just a matter of us connecting and everyone being busy right now, but I'll let you know.
We do have a date.
That's good.
We do have a date now.
I know that, but I'm saying for him and us getting it, he's a guy that has a lot of people that are involved in the car world, so I'm gonna probably take his lead, so.
So I will tell you that we've got a schedule that we're working on for Park Trek and Greenway, and we're kind of dropping people in, like who needs what location, what times, who's going to do what, and be in charge of different things. And so to go over this, we've scheduled a joint meeting with Park Trek and Greenway and us, and that is going to be the new business number 4. Just so we know what that date is.
It's the PR. It's their work session that
Yes.
morning.
Which was November 30th at 9 a.m. So mark your calendars. And that's also my birthday, so I like
November
flowers
30th,
and wine.
it's my
and
parents' anniversary. We'll be
so,
sure and
so
get that
feel
for
free
you,
to bring
Kim.
me.
So November 30th is a meeting,
I'm just gonna update them.
Tuesday.
Tuesday at 9.
Tuesday, November 30th,
But that's
9
okay.
It's
a.m.
PR&G meeting?
Yeah,
Yes.
joint meeting with
Joint
PR&G.
meeting.
I know.
And
Okay, give me a second.
that'll be official when if you guys adopt that meeting schedule later on the agenda.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I just wanted to talk about it because I wanted to make sure everybody put it on their calendar. Bob, put it on your calendar. Jamie, you got it on your calendar? Yeah, there we go.
And November 30th, at what time?
9 o'clock a.m.
Thank you.
at Village Hall. My birthday too. It's also my birthday,
Yeah,
Bob.
bring cake, flowers.
I don't like Chardonnay. It's
Presents. Okay,
rosé.
no problem.
Gosh, it's not in the way.
That's what-
What?
How old are you gonna be, kid?
29, Bob. 29.
You can't ask that.
Oh, I'll tell him it's 29. All right, that's all I have.
Okay.
That's my Marvin Day update.
Okay,
Oh, the next one's me too.
what's that?
I said the next agenda item's me too.
Okay. All right, so that being said, we're going on to new business, discussion, consideration of additional roundabout plantings. Derek, are you on?
Nope, that's me.
That's you.
Okay, so, we want, Parks Rec and Greenway wants to add, some additional roundabout plantings, just to kind of fill in, because it's looking so much better since we've had the maintenance plan, but it's still looking a little weak, and we're gonna need some color in there in the winter. So Derek is working very diligently on getting some estimates. We got some at the Parks Rec and Greenway meeting, but we all agree that they're very high and there are certain things that just need to be removed. Like we've got 2 redbud trees quoted to be planted in each of the center for the dead ones, but we have a guarantee from the other company, so they're gonna replace those. So there's certain things, and they quoted out the wrong
Types of plants?
Yes, for one of them. So,
And we have water to that, right?
no, Derek will arrange a water truck dependent on how much water we get this fall. We would be planting the new plants, because they want to add some additional antennas. We wouldn't plant those until the spring, which hopefully by then we would have water from the well. But the other ones, depending on how much rain we get this winter, he would arrange for a watering truck to come out and address that. But, so we're working on the quotes. It's not budgeted, but we're gonna get this quote lower than the quote that we have right now, so.
So this says something about boxwoods are all the way around the outside.
Yeah,
Why?
so there's some green in the winter.
That's just gonna hide everything inside.
I don't know, this is not coming this is coming from one of the guys that does
I mean, if you,
plants in
so
yards and,
with putting a hedge all the way around the outside curb, then you can't see any of the plants behind it.
Isn't it the dwarf
I think
ones?
they're the little ones.
It's boxwood. It's gonna get bigger. I don't know. I'd have to look at the species and see what its mature
Okay.
height is, but I would be cautious about putting a hedge around the outside because then you won't be able to see what's behind it.
Well, I don't think they're gonna touch each other, and I've got boxwoods in my yard that I planted like 6 years ago that they were like little.
I have the little miniature, I forget what you call them, but they're a holly, but they only get about this tall.
Yeah.
If that's what you're talking
I
about.
think they're just like, little guys, from what I can understand.
Well, that wouldn't be a boxwood, but that would be a type of holly. It would be a dwarf holly.
If you have some recommendations, you can let her know.
Yeah,
that was a good
I mean, I'm in agreement with you that it needs something, but I wouldn't put a hedge around the
I don't
curb 'cause
think it's gonna be like a head. I think it's gonna kind of be
Is
like
this-
strategic.
okay.
It's not gonna be like a touching like all the way around like a hedge
Okay.
hedge.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
the description says, so that's why I have the question.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going by what was written there.
I understand. It is not going to be a hedge.
Okay,
It is going to be like 3 or 4 in each.
can we look at the stuff, because I haven't seen any of it yet,
What's
the plans, the
There-
plants and stuff that you guys are looking at?
the quote that I have has the wrong stuff quoted.
Okay, so you
So
don't even have.
I don't even have the right stuff.
Do we have the right plant list though?
No, that's what I'm saying.
No, I mean,
No, I don't know what it is.
you don't even know what it is.
No.
Y'all have to come back and do a budget amendment anyway, so
Yeah.
if you wanna
Okay.
get together.
So, yeah.
Derek's working on the quote. They've been dragging their feet getting it to him with the right, because the quote that they gave him did not have the right stuff, the right
Wrong
plants.
type of boxwood.
I'll
is
get
on
in
there.
there and see what he's trying to get a
Yeah.
quote
Do that. That'd be good.
for. See what material he's trying to get in there. How soon on the well, Christina? Do we know?
I don't know, no. I
Okay.
submitted, we have to redo some of the plans, to go back to the county with a well location before they'll approve it, so they're working to get some of that stuff done.
Well, I mean,
gonna
that's
be
really
quick.
the big holdup, because the irrigation can get done in a day once we have a water
Yeah.
source. It won't take anything to get it done.
Yeah.
So whenever we can figure that out and get
Okay.
a clock on it.
Well, and hopefully we'll get some rain, so we're not having to.
So Andy, no one plants better than probably I do, but out of sheer luck, I planted tulips one year, and I
Oh my God.
was done planting them, and then they would come up every year. Would you consider those
Tulips?
for?
Sure,
Because
I
they
mean, it's
come
a
up
bulb.
every
It's gonna
year.
come back every year for spring color, sure.
But we
Daffodils,
need
tulips,
something
I
and
understand,
in
I
the
understand,
winter.
but you do that in the fall. You plant the
Yeah.
tulip bulbs.
You
is what
plant
I'm
the
saying.
bulbs and then they come back every year. Yes, they
Right.
stay in the ground. Anything that's a bulb plant will stay. But what she's looking at is something to try to fill for the winter to give it some winter color. And there are some plants that can be used for winter color that will stay
Will you talk to Derek?
I'm
alive
putting
in
a
the
note,
ground,
put them in
basically.
contact.
Okay.
But we'll talk about all that.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you. Sorry.
anything else? All right, thanks. Moving on, G2, discussion of dates for coffee with council events.
Derek.
We're looking October through December.
Okay.
You guys have your dates out, calendars out?
Don't, I can't be scheduled past November. I can do October.
October 7th.
Yeah. Kim and I are
Big question marks in there.
Yeah, we
Bobby
might.
and Jamie have to take all of November and December.
That's not true. If things were to happen, we can reassess.
No, actually November too, and December, because
Yeah.
we don't get booted out of office till the
Oh, that's true.
December 13th. So
That's
nice
true.
try, Kim, but
Darn it.
you're on the hook. So October and November.
I will take, October 7th.
Bob, who else?
October 7th.
Yep.
Oh, I'm looking at 2022.
I'll do it with Bob.
How was when I do that?
Thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
October 26th from 6 to 7 p.m.
So, wait. October 7th.
I'll take that one.
I'll do
Jamie,
it with Jamie.
Andy. Yeah, you gotta catch up.
Well, you know what? I end up filling in for half you guys anyway.
Not me.
All right.
Next-
Moving on to November.
Joel do it, he's around.
November 4th, 10 to 11 in the morning.
November 4th. What's Diwali? It came up on my phone. What does that even mean?
It's an Indian holiday.
I'll be celebrating Diwali Day. But I'm in.
I have a meeting that night, so.
Well, it's at 10 o'clock in the morning.
I know.
He doesn't want to double
I still
dip.
have a
Joe
meeting that
and guests. Nobody's confirming.
I'll do
that.
it with you.
Joe and Ken.
Wait a minute.
God.
Oh, that's right after Election Day.
Yep. So we'll either be celebrating or celebrating.
You either win or win.
The 23rd from 6 to 7. Oh, gosh.
That's the day before Christmas break. I mean, Thanksgiving break.
Don't all jump at once.
Yeah. Put me down for that.
Joe?
Mr. Responsibility here.
I guess.
I'll do it.
All right, Jamie.
Jamie. Okay, December.
We're gonna change that to cocktails with council that night since it's the
Cocktails for council.
holiday.
December 2nd from 10 to 11 in the morning.
I'll take that.
Bob.
All right, what are we doing?
December
December
2nd in the
I can't
morning.
do that.
I guess I'll have to take it.
Andy.
All right, the 28th, we need to move that because that is right in the middle of like Christmas break. And people are gonna be out of town.
Where do you want to move it to?
Well, I'd really like to move it to the 21st, but the planning board's
yeah.
gotta be.
Let's just do one
Yeah.
for that.
I agree.
that month.
Scratch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Scratch.
December.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry, who did Thursday the 2nd?
Bob and Andy.
That's my
So I'm gonna keep this with me. So
only week.
Hey, and Austin, can we start doing these, like doing the calendars in the work session meeting?
Yeah.
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 Perfect, thank you.
thank you, council. Next up, we have Discussion of spring 2022 town hall meeting.
Okay, so, you know, we've been doing a spring and a fall, but since we're gonna do Marvin Day, and people are gonna have an opportunity to, you know, talk to council, like set up times, do we wanna have a spring town hall? I feel like we're gonna have a lot, like, of stuff in the spring.
With
I-
Marvin Day?
My vote is no.
I mean, is there gonna be anything that's gonna be, just from an agenda standpoint, will probably be into the place, right?
God, let's hope so,
Solid waste is getting ready to start in the spring.
if we can talk about, well,
That
Marvin
starts
Day.
the same
yeah.
month as Marvin Day, right? Both in
April.
Oh,
Marvin Day is May,
that's
yeah.
right. Okay.
Yeah, solid waste April.
Do we
And
want to do
what
one
day
in
is this,
April?
Kim?
Preceding?
Saturday, May 21st, 2022.
That's Marvin Day.
That's
We don't
Marvin
have
Day.
a spring town hall. I'm
Do-
just saying, do we want to
Well,
have
that's what I'm
one?
wondering. Do we want to do one in April just before the
Yeah.
trash
Bob says
service
no.
launches?
Bob keeps saying no.
Bob's like, no.
We could just get
We've got
someone.
Marvin Day, it's gonna work.
Most people that have had solid waste issues, they've called
Okay,
already, and
so-
so.
I mean, I kind of feel like we're gonna be like at town hall and we can have like meet and greet, like, you know, people throughout the day. So if people want to come in and like talk to us,
You're assuming you get reelected.
I know, I'm assuming a lot.
we collectively as a council, there will be somebody from council there. Okay.
I'm fine with,
So
you
no?
know, because we didn't have much attendance the last one, correct?
Yeah.
No.
So,
We'll see
and
how
then
the
we're
fall
having a
goes.
Marvin Day, so for now, we'll say unless something
Yeah.
pressing comes up. You guys all right with that?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Jamie?
And just letting
Oh, Jamie wants one.
You know, I would rather have one than not.
But can't
Well-
we use Marvin Day as one?
Like a meet in,
I don't know, we've kind of got people in a pattern of doing 2 a year.
Okay.
This is my thought.
All right, I'm fine with that. We can do it April and have it in the new building.
And it allows
Oh yeah, we could do.
anyone new on the council to be able to be a part of one.
Jamie, maybe we can tie it into a grand opening.
Yeah.
Which Christina just pointed out, when we move in, so it could be February or March or even earlier, and tie it in with the grand opening, get people to come see the
Yep.
village hall, have a quick meet and greet with
Perfect.
questions and stuff like that, and I think that's the way we do
Great
do
idea,
that.
Christina.
That's a good idea.
Great
Oh,
idea,
that's- that-
That's
Christina.
why we got her.
I'm all for that. I just, again, my preference would be, we've been transparent, so let's just keep it going, but I think that's a great idea.
I love it.
All right,
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm good with
all
that.
right, moving on, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, next up is what was on the consent. Consider adoption of a revised village council meeting schedule.
So the only thing that's being revised is Tuesday, November 30th, joint meeting with Parks Rec and Greenway at 9 a.m. to really like hammer down the slots, the vendors, who's gonna be there for Marvin Day. So November 30th, 9 a.m., Parks Rec and Greenway joint meeting. We need to make I'd like to make a motion to adopt the revised Village of Marvin meeting schedule as presented.
Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Now, it's not on the agenda, but I see it in my packet.
I
That's
forgot
why.
to put the heading on.
Okay, so we're
Apologize.
still gonna do it though,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Does anybody have anything for open topics?
Just you go.
Well, the only thing I'm gonna mention is tomorrow I'm going before the Chamber of Commerce. They're inviting us in Weddington. I know we've had presentations in the past for Union County. For me, I'm just gonna highlight, I want to let you know, I'm gonna highlight what we're doing, what's going on in Marvin. And that's all they want. They're looking for what's happening in Marvin. So I'm gonna go down a list of things that I will just hit on. Obviously, the roundabouts are a big deal in our thing, taking over the roads. I'll touch on too. Our Heritage District, talk about that a little bit. Obviously, Town Hall and where we're at with that and when that's in. The communication part, which is Coffee with Council that we're doing. you know, kind of with Heritage creating a downtown from nothing, talking about Marvin Day. And the only other thing I was thinking as I was driving over here, we were successful in changing the form of government so it wasn't as political as it was in the past, and that has helped us with securing good employees and you know, keeping people around and stuff. So excited about that. But if you guys have any more ideas, I've got about 20 minutes. It's tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
Oh, you'll be fine. You can fill that right on in.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
you don't need any more, Joe.
Yeah, I asked for like 2 hours, but they wouldn't give it to me.
Solid waste.
Oh, solid waste, thank
Yeah,
you.
there you go.
That's good. That's a good list.
That is a pretty good
You'll fill up
list.
that 20 minutes like that.
Yeah, so, but I have no presentation, so I'm not,
Hook will come out.
some of the others have done presentations, I wasn't ready for that. Okay, that's all I had. So moving on, we have review of action items.
All right, let's see. Derek's working on that quote. I really don't think we have anything else. This has been a really brief meeting. You got anything, Christina?
We need signs for National Night Out.
Okay.
Maintain social distancing. Maybe you can read that, so you didn't know what it said.
Okay, got those two.
Ready? I don't have anything. I don't. I went over the list. We're good. We're all in progress. I'm good.
Wow.
On the action item?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right,
Do we need to go on close?
could be.
Someone's like,
You got 7 o'clock.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. No council comments.
Council
Come on.
comments.
No.
Anyone?
No.
Jamie?
Okay, he's good. Bob, you're good.
Yeah, I'm good. 7 down.
Kim?
I'm good.
You're good? All right, I'm gonna take a minute to thank staff for, again, all your hard work. And our hearts and thoughts and prayers are going out to you with your father passing. We're thinking about you, so I just wanna thank you for, you all for being here and for doing what you do. So we really appreciate that. So with that, I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
At 6:59 p.m. So moved.
All's in favor?
Aye.
This could be a record.
oh my gosh, this is.
Are you all right? Are you gonna be all right? It's easy
Been
money
since
for you.
I've been here, it's been great.